Hey guys, I'm Scarfy,
I'm Naka.
And I am Krüz.
and welcome to Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse, a determinedly drunk, geeky, and cheerful podcast where wolves we house in a tree and we entertain, bringing you all the latest entertainment news. So that's a lot like a music appreciation class. We talk about what's going on in certain topics and see how people react to them in certain ways. That song that you were listening to was
The battle theme from One Punch Man, known as Unbreakable. And that's the 5-minute version. There's also a 10-minute version, probably also longer versions if you desire so.
And I have to say that was a pretty good OFP you did, Krüz. I really like that. What made you choose this song?
I binged One Punch Man, so I heard this and I'm like, is this fucking Slayer? I'm like, no, it's not. It's just every Slayer intro ever. So it's just like, yeah, you know what?
So, anyways, how are you guys doing tonight?
Actually, pretty decently. I got a PSP today, so that's something.
Yeah, PSP for the win. It's pretty old school though. You can't really watch YouTube or Netflix on it, but you know.
Do I care? No.
No, you have it soft modded. Why would I care?
I have it
Anyway.
soft modded, so then I can play more stuff.
Anyway, guys, we do have a lot of we do have some news that we want to announce before getting into our original agenda. First off, we would like to take this time and say that today is going to be a special week. We are going to be taking a 1 week, I guess you can say it's a 2 week, break, meaning we will not be having a show the following Sunday, but we will have a show on the 23rd. So we do want you to mark your calendars down. We do apologize for this sort of, life.
It's Easter next weekend.
It's Easter next weekend. People are going to
For
be out with
Americans.
families. Yeah. I'm pretty sure other countries celebrate Easter.
I mean, other countries celebrate Easter, but it's the main holiday in America. That it's basically, well, I don't have to work on Sunday, but I want to spend time with my family, as shocking as that sounds. That and it's a few days before my very big important presentation that basically says, oh, hey, you can graduate now.
No pressure.
And so with that, we do want to say that while we are not having a show on the 16th, we will return on the 23rd. So we do hope you keep that in mind. And I have to say I just want to let you guys know, I have to say we've been doing 10 episodes already, and we're already on our 11th episode. Man, time flies. I can't believe we did this many episodes. Can you?
Yeah, it feels like this is like half of the time we've done this set. It's not even close, but it's like...
It's
feels
way
like
more
it.
than half.
I know.
Well, not in terms of season numbers, but it's in a longer season, though.
Yes.
It
It is also, apparently, Naka said, our 34th episode. So.
It is our 34th episode. And
It
how
is
many
our
were in the
34th episode.
Rule
34.
When we get to episode 66, we're going to have to call it Do It.
No.
Yes. Well,
Why did you guys bring up the sacrilegious Rule 34? Now my dad's gonna go look that up. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. The other week, forget if it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I just hear one of the episodes start playing. I believe it was Unpolitically Correct because it was the Zootopia, the main ballad of Zootopia, Try Everything, and it was like, what the fuck is going on in my house? And it turns out, oh hi dad, you're watching my podcast? I hope you don't hate it.
And what did your dad say?
He just asked where we are on like a political spectrum. He said, "It's like, oh yeah, no, I don't care that you do this. I know you're not doing anything illegal, so."
Not doing drugs or anything.
No, he's just
I
like,
promise.
I know that you swear. I just know you don't swear around family because it's the nice thing to do. It's like, okay.
All right. Well, I do have one more announcement to
Wait before you go on, Dad.
Okay.
Dad, just don't look up Rule 34. You will be scarred for life. Just saying.
Yeah,
You will spare yourself a lifetime
I'm sparing
of pain.
you.
Yeah,
You'll spare yourself a lifetime of pain,
Yeah.
nightmares, and suffering.
Yeah, we already have the title for the episode, so yeah, pretty much.
Gigantic asterisk disclaimer.
Pretty much. Anyway.
Don't do it.
Don't do
Yes.
Don't do Rule 34, kids.
No. Don't do kids Rule 34. I mean, anyway, I do have one more announcement to make. we originally posted a tweet, a vote on Twitter, asking you guys, how would you guys feel? I have a question for Krüz and for Naka. What do you guys say about doing a review for Guardians Volume 2?
Yes.
I would absolutely love that. I am Groot.
Okay, guys. Well, we want to let you guys know that we do have a we just want to let you guys know that we do have a tweet surfacing. We would like you to click on the tweet, and we would like you to vote if you would want to see us do a review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes.
That will be announced probably our following show, but we will talk about that at a later time. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or?
Let's see.
Let me get
Start slamming your head on the cash register.
Oh, I guess I can tell you guys a story.
Story time.
All right, story time. So before we get into the agenda, I wanted to let you guys know that I actually work in a movie theater, in case you guys don't know, and there was a line stretching, like there was 3 long lines in consecutive hours of people wanting to go see pardon, The Boss Baby. The line stretched outside of the theater. I've lost all hope in humanity.
I mean, what time of day though? Just wondering. Like
nighttime, obviously.
Okay.
And it was during the weekend, but the fact that people are going to see this movie is just.
I mean, I would expect that with the upcoming Marvel. What is it? Not the Civil War. The next one. What is it called? I would expect it for that. I don't know about. God. Was it hyped up this much?
Well, apparently we are poisoning the youth of our kids who like.
I think it's a bit late to worry about that.
Who pretty much just like any sort of nonsense that we unfortunately can't handle ourselves.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I work at a movie theater, and they said that we had long lines for Fast and the Furious that they had to make a midnight show for it.
Sweet.
So, but we'll get into that.
A little reasonable.
Well, that's a little bit
reasonable.
Well, that's reasonable. I mean, obviously, because I mean, I'm not racist or anything, but I do live in a very heavily Hispanic community. But that's okay.
Not racist. That's just L.A.
You're stating the facts. I mean,
you're just stating a fact.
I mean, if you live in Little Havana, it's not racist to say you live in Little Havana.
Well, I mean, being the only white guy there, and don't get me wrong, other people visit too.
Are you
it's
pretty
not just
fly for a white guy?
I'm pretty.
And
fly
all the
for...
curly say, "I'm pretty fly for a French fry." I messed that up so bad.
It is I, the Frenchiest fry.
Oh, speaking of food, so it was I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. As we all know, I work at an Arby's, and this has nothing to do with any of my employers.
Arby and the Chief.
Wrong series, but okay. But so we didn't have enough inventory to last us until Thursday, which is when we usually get our inventory trucks. So at one point, we were out of fries for 45 minutes.
Oh God!
God!
We were out of fries.
And people keep asking for fries, and you're like,
we don't have any. I'm so sorry, and I felt so bad about it. And then we got more fries.
I hate it when that happens. Like, because I used to be a food runner in DC, and like, if when we run out of fries, I would just have to sit there and wait meanwhile there's these other orders going by, and I'm like, fuck, I have to get to those too, but I can't forget the fries, and then you have to.
And then once we got like 3 cases of fries, we got fries down, and then we ran out of mozzarella sticks, we ran out of shake mix, we ran out of lettuce, we ran out of tomatoes, we ran out of gyro sauce.
You really need to pay these stocking fees. They really are not stocking it well.
Well, it's because people we just had a huge explosion in sales recently.
Oh, okay.
Which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because we're running out of shit so quickly.
Right. But yeah, apparently I've lost all hope in humanity. I don't think kids are smarter as they used to be now because we're filling their head with nonsense. I mean, don't get me wrong, we were kids too, and we liked nonsense just as any other kid. But now that I look at it, what was I thinking?
Look at it.
Seriously,
Yeah,
what were we thinking back then?
Cartoons have gotten steadily worse and worse over the years.
And they've become more politically correct.
Unless you're
more
Zootopia.
unoriginal. More unoriginal. I mean, like cartoon shows, but I mean, there's a few hidden gems every now and then, but still, by and large.
Name one cartoon that did a drop the soap reference or don't drop the soap reference. SpongeBob. Gary takes
I was
a bath.
thinking SpongeBob. Get in the tub. Get in the tub.
Well, that's all I have to say for my story. But
I'm not on a timetable tonight. Don't worry.
I know. But anyway,
Yeah,
let's go.
we're not rushing.
Let's go ahead and move on to our real agenda with Krüz with music with sadly some very unfortunate news.
Oh. There's some good news. Cody is here. Hi, Cody. I hope you're having fun or had fun at FWA. I hope to go there someday, but I mean, I have family like around that area, so I should ask them, but I don't know. Anyway, back to the thing. We have unfortunate news that Paul O'Neill of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra has passed away at 61 years old. This is sad news from Loudwire. Not long after we've lost Chuck Berry, the Paul O'Neill, guitarist and one of the founding members of TSO, has died of, according to TSO's Facebook, chronic illness. Paul began as a producer for hard rock legends like AC/DC, Def Leppard, Aerosmith, Ted Nugent, Joan Jett, and more.
Oh boy, Nugent.
On top of that, he's also worked with Metal Church. Founding TSO is probably his greatest achievement, as the band has reached platinum, multi-platinum, or gold status with 5 out of 6 of their full-length albums. I have to say, that's pretty damn good for that number of albums.
Yeah.
And as if that wasn't enough, the band has made an ungodly $625 million in ticket sales to date. Without question, one of the best live bands of our lifetime, which my parents did get to see, and unfortunately I was not able to join them. I would have loved to do that.
By the way,
rest in peace, Paul.
I was gonna say my grandparents actually went to Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and they actually really enjoyed it. I'm not too sure how good it is. I heard it's a great concert experience.
Yeah, they're like, I think they're up there with one of the best. Like, there's a point where, like, you know, if you're a good band, people will like you and they see you live. But if you've mastered the art of a concert performance, like Rammstein, Green Day, AC/DC, Kiss in particular, TSO is right up there with those guys. I mean, they know how to put on a good show.
Yeah.
Like Kiss, like the thing with them is that they're arguably not the most skilled or most talented band, but they could put on a fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they can.
So that set them apart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what TSO's had. And I don't think TSO's going to break up. I would doubt that they would. Probably going to have someone else join.
I don't understand. Was he like the leader of the gig, or?
I think he was one of the founding members. He's the one of the guitar players. Apparently, Alex Skolnick, the current guitarist for Testament, was with them. So I imagine that they might pick up someone else just to keep the band going. Because, you know, it would be wrong to just quit the band just because of that. You want to see them succeed even after you're gone. I mean, I imagine that's how most people feel about it.
Mm. Anyway, what do you have to say about this, Naka?
Actually, I have a funny story. So a few years ago, we had like a gift exchange. We call it Cousins Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And on their TV was Christmas music, like in the Yule log and whatever. I had the idea of throwing on Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and everybody was like, "Okay, let's do it." It was a good change of pace, and it's sad to see one of the original TSO guys go, but It's an unfortunate thing, illness, and it also sucks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Trans-Siberian Orchestra is still good and strong even after that.
I mean, they're one of the first trans bands. I mean,
Ayo.
If you think about it that way,
double
trans fans.
I'm not even too sure if they actually are though. I'm just saying.
they're not. It's called Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I mean, there's also Transylvania, which is kind of like
trans,
vampires.
like meaning across. I
Yes.
assume that means across
Right.
from area. Anyway, enough depressing shit. This one was an April Fool's thing, which I found pretty enjoyable. So this is called Pugtopsy, Snorts of Sorrow.
Bart.
Let's lighten up the mood, shall we? As you know, April Fool's Day was not too long ago, and Loudwire, who I reference a lot because they have a lot of great music stuff, featured Pugtopsy on that day, a black/extreme metal project with vocals from a pug. Wait, what the fuck? Is this real?
Yes.
Oh, right. I mean, Pupcake, the pug, has got the black metal raspy scream vocals down to a T. Yeah, you have to listen to this to believe it. Just please go and do this.
I already did, and honestly, I was like, "What the hell am I watching?"
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like an inside joke. Like, this is what everyone else hears when they listen to black metal. So the band is a legitimate band. They are apparently signed to Artery Recordings, which is also signed Attila, Austrian Death Machine, Chelsea Grin, and Stevie T. So they must be legit, right? Well, whatever you think, this short 1 minute 30-second song is available on iTunes, as is one of their other songs. Limited edition shirts are available, which proceeds benefiting Neuterhead Foundation, which I imagine is like a some kind of animal wellness type thing. So it's going to a good cause too, I imagine. I haven't bought it. I mean, I'm not going to because it's just 1 minute and 30 seconds, but it's worth listening to just because it's just so ridiculous.
Pug party.
Bah!
God is dead. We killed him.
I like I said, I literally have no idea what to feel regarding this.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I'm like, is this real? What the fuck? They actually have a pug there doing it.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't have much to say regarding this at all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pass.
It's alright. It's a good joke. It's like Psycho Stick.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's a joke.
Sometimes it's one of those things that that's kind of the point. You're not sure what to feel. It's just kind of just there to make you question life and question like what the fuck am I doing with my life? What does this come to? What does my life come to? Becky used to let me smash.
Becky used to let me smash.
Smash.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on.
Hey
Go
now, you're a
play.
Keemstar.
Hey now,
Yes, sir.
you're an all-star. Get your game on. Get laid. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that is not at all what it was.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, this next one though. This is I like this next one that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So we have this is Barenaked Ladies and the Persuasions album called Ladies and Gentlemen, Barenaked Ladies and the Persuasions.
That is literally the title, people.
Ugh!
It's apparently
It was
so
almost
long
the
that it
longest.
didn't work on YouTube.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
just split it up.
No,
Yeah.
we got it.
Oh,
It's
geez.
just it gave us a
There we
weird
go.
error because YouTube can be stupid like that. I'm sorry, you need to fix your system sometimes.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, sometimes YouTube is an ass. Anyway, this is an upcoming collaboration between Canadian rock band Barenaked Ladies and the
Yo.
New York-based a cappella group The Persuasions. And the album, set for release on April 14th, will consist of reworked songs from the Barenaked Ladies discography. The song Odds Are is limited. They're not new songs, I don't believe. They're just old songs. They're just redone. It's almost, in a way, kind of like Metallica's S&M, except with a cappella group instead of an orchestra, and not live. It'll also include an original song by the Persuasions. This is a band I've known of, but beyond the name, I didn't really end up listening to them much.
Because they're a bunch of white dudes from Canada.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're kind of like the Killers, like a little too much soft rock for me.
Coming out of my cage, and I've been doing just fine.
Yeah.
Gotta get down because I want it all. Okay, I'm done.
Well,
think
of it what you will. If you're into some, remix of Barenaked Ladies and acapella stuff, I mean, it sounds pretty. It sounded pretty good for what I heard of it. Like, a little more vocal based stuff.
I mean,
it's
having
interesting
seen
hearing
these
remixes.
having seen these guys in concert twice, they know how to put on a good show. In fact, one of those 2 times I saw them, one of the opening acts was the Violent Femmes.
Right.
And
oh yeah,
some of the Violent Femmes songs, it's punk rock. My sister doesn't understand what punk rock is, and she was like, they started having bras and panties on stage, which were the stage. It was a staged act, and like, my sister was just so upset, and it's like, I'm sorry, you don't understand punk rock.
Triggered by punk. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Except these guys are totally for equal rights.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is that these guys are like for women equality and everything. Like, anyway,
I mean, they're not a Pussy Riot, but still.
Anyway, I've seen these guys in concert twice. In fact, one of the times, they actually pointed out to somebody in the audience who was like one of the crew guys' like sister who was standing right behind me, and I thought Ed Roberts, the current lead singer of BNL, pointed right at me and was like, "Wait, what?"
You felt special for a second.
I felt special for a second. It was somebody behind me.
Ripped away from you mercilessly.
Actually, no, it wasn't really ripped away. It was like, oh, okay, it was just confusion is all.
Mm-hmm.
And see, it was like Collins something was one of the other opening acts for that one. Either way, I listened to their music because my parents introduced them to me at a young age, but they didn't overplay it to the point where it's like, oh, I don't want to listen to this anymore. But whenever it comes on the radio at work, I'm just like, yes! Because it's usually all the Taylor Swift. It's like, no, we get bad blood. Stop ranting about your relationship problems. Maybe you can hold a boyfriend for more than a day, you stupid bitch.
Oh, Cody. How about Barenaked Lady furs? Oh, mer.
Oh, baby.
I just love the way Cody. I like the way Cody types Omer, because I always feel like when he says Omer, he basically says it like this. Omer.
Or imagine I'm picturing him like the Kool-Aid man busting through the wall. Oh yeah. Omer.
Oh no. Anyway, Barenaked Ladies. You know what? I'm not a big. I haven't listened to the Barenaked Ladies actually. To be honest, I don't listen to them religiously. Is what I mean to say.
That's fine. I don't either.
Yeah. It kind of sounds more like a. Well, I don't know about the Persuasions either, but I mean, if Barenaked Ladies want to be with the Persuasions, I mean, who am I to stop them? I mean, it seems to be a pretty cool type of, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's really all I have to say about it. I know I'm sounding like I'm out of breath, ladies and gentlemen, but it's just,
You're just talking in one big sentence.
Yeah. I tend to do that. I'm sorry.
Got to get George Takei to say Omer. Okay.
George
Takei. I'm
Takei.
sure if you ask him, he'd probably be up for it.
Probably, actually.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. It's a little indifference in this next one. It's John Mayer.
Who?
The Search for Everything. So I used to be okay with John Mayer. I
used to be a little boy. Sorry.
I was okay with Waiting on the World to Change, even though I don't really like that song that much anymore. But this is just too much that soft, lackluster acoustic pop bullshit. Doesn't really do anything for me. This is his 7th studio album, The Search for Everything. And it will be released on April 14th. This is another artist who may have at one point been able to have been called something resembling rock, but has been lost to the pop mainstream curse. That's really
much like Kings of Leon has.
Yeah.
I will have to say that the colors of the music video are pretty nice, though.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't understand. I don't understand what is it with good music. I mean, what is it with people being offered good music, like to make good music videos for just the silliest, pissy pop, crappy, music. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Although I did like the music video, at least for, I don't know if it was one of the Weeknd songs, but it was like they made it look like it was from GTA. Not that was really cool.
It was probably Cake by the Ocean.
No, it wasn't that. That's not the Weeknd though.
Who is that?
That's DNCE. Oh. That music video is like.
That's why it's garbage.
It's nothing special. I think it's something by Weeknd. I don't know. When it's a cool music video, I just don't really dig the music that much. I mean, take of it what you will, but I just don't think John Mayer's really, doing stuff that's really genuine anymore. I mean, even Free Falling, which I've kind of gotten sick of at this point.
Oh man, I got sick of that when I played like a rock band.
It's been so overplayed, but
wait.
I mean, this is just
what Free Falling.
Yeah.
How does that song go?
I'm free.
That's Tom Petty. That's Tom Petty.
Wasn't that him?
Yes.
Didn't he do? Oh no! I completely fucked it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
my music. I know my music pretty well.
I meant to say beautiful. You're beautiful. I'm like, that's the one. Free Falling. I'm just kind of like, honestly, just been like, just don't really need to hear that. I mean, running down a dream is much better.
Running down a dream. That's about the only song I can tolerate from him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Tom Petty's pretty good, but I just don't know what's going on with John Mayer. He's just like...
John Mayer, please just stop before you make me pop a blood vessel in my brain.
Stop!
Nothing, just having an aneurysm out of sheer stupidity. I didn't know you were that stupid, Vegeta.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Virginia? Yeah, I don't have much to say about John Mayer. I do understand that Waiting on the World to Change is I mean, I like the song. I know a lot of people
meme.
hate it.
It's a meme.
It is a meme?
I don't know.
At this point, to me it is. It's just like, hey.
It kind of is now. Especially in this day and age. But, just like, what is it with wolves and the howling? It's... Yep. Anyway, I don't have much to say about John Mayer, but
yeah, no, I'm kind of done. I don't want to drag this out. We have ba-ding things to do.
Yeah, we do have things to do, and we have better shit to get to. There is one thing we're waiting until the end. It's just like Christmas. You gotta wait for the good shit. You gotta wait for the good shit. Christmas in April. Fuck it. So we have. Barry Manilow.
Wait, no, that's George Michael.
This is my town. Arguably, one of the most famous singers since Sinatra himself, Barry Manilow, will release his 29th studio album, and that is not counting his 19 other albums and 57 singles on April 21st. This is my town, as the title implies, looks to be a love letter to New York City, with songs like the title track, I Dig New York, and Coney Island.
Coney Island Disco Palace.
Speaking of love, and you probably all have heard this by now, or you may not be surprised, like I was not surprised, to find out Barry Manilow is in fact gay. Go figure.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, sure.
It's just kind of... Woo. It's not that...
I understand he kept it...
at all.
I understand he kept it in the closet for like 39 years, which, that has to be a world record. That's
kind of like the same thing that Rob Halford did. Like, Rob Halford didn't, he said, like, officially, like, came out in 1998, and he had been, with Judas Priest since, like, 1973, I think.
And that didn't change your opinion of him at all, did it?
Absolutely not. I mean,
Absolutely not. If one of my favorite
still-
musicians is gay or straight, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, neither do I. And don't get me wrong, Barry Manilow is a pretty self-explanatory person, especially since he sang the Copacabana song. Honestly,
Copacabana.
honestly,
I mean, when you have a reputation like that behind you, I mean, arbitrary stuff like this doesn't really matter. It shouldn't really define your opinion of anyone, which it doesn't to me. But it just not. I don't want us to sound weird, but it's like when you have someone like Barry Manilow, and then you hear that he's gay, it's kind of just like, I mean, it's not shocking at all. Kind of expected that.
I do have a question though to you, Krüz. You did say that it was no surprise to you at all that Barry Manilow was gay. Why was it no surprise to you? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't know. It's just kind of like someone who's like a out there, not flamboyant necessarily, but a I don't know, what do you call it? I don't know what the fuck it's called, but like, just vocal pop, or like you're just like that kind of so-called, not ladies man, but like something else. It's just the kind of personality, I guess, the music personality. You kind of just you leave it up to imagination. But I mean, Elton John, I guess. His gaydar is going off the radar.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's not the most important thing about that. I mean, the most important thing about this album, but I just figured that a few people mentioned it, and I figured, like, I guess, this is a thing now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I mean,
it's Barry Manilow. It's Barry Manilow. There's nothing to really say about it. I don't care if he's gay or not.
Neither do I. Doesn't matter to me. It's,
Don't bother my ass none.
Anyway, let's talk about his music.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Naka?
I mean, it's Barry Manilow. There's nothing really that can,
you know what to
compare it
expect.
What do you mean? I know what to expect.
It's just like his like kind of easy listening music, and like it's just kind of the mellow music stuff. You kind of like, that's his niche. I mean, that's what he's been doing for like God knows how long. So that's kind of, when you hear that name, that's what you associate it with. So, and this album is like, it looks to be more of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Barry Manilow, although he does have, I will say this, he actually does have orchestration in a movie, in a Don Bluth film called The Pebble and the Penguin. I'll just go ahead and say that, and you can judge me from there.
What?
The Pebble in the Penguin.
I don't know what that movie is.
It's a Don Bluth film. You never heard of Don Bluth before?
No.
Okay, Naka, have you seen the film All Dogs Go to Heaven?
No.
Have you seen the film Fievel Goes West?
No.
The Land Before Time?
It's been a while, but yes.
Okay, well, that's his art style.
The never-ending football.
No. Anyway.
Yay, Moonbase Alpha reference.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about Barry Manilow, but, good for him on coming out after 39 years. Wow. Of keeping it in the closet, that's quite a impressive feat.
He did it better than Zeus.
Who's Zeus?
Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants for more than 5 seconds.
Well,
he was able to keep it in the closet for 40 years.
Is that a musician, Zeus?
No, you're talking about the actual god.
I'm talking about the Greek mythological
He was
god.
quite promiscuous, I guess you could say.
Well, during the Greek time,
he fucked everybody.
Well, during the Greek time, a lot of people were promiscuous. Okay.
Oh my god, a troll in Central Park.
Oh, you guys saw that? You guys saw that movie? It is awful. That movie is awful.
Beautiful, happy.
God, fuck. Happy, beautiful, beautiful.
Be sure to share lots of hugs. Hugs. Anyway, I'm done with Barry Manilow.
Yeah, let's move on to somebody else boring.
Done
Yeah.
with Barry Manilow and on to Sheryl Crow. Time to be myself.
And time to be myself. Now
Well,
let me
this
get
is what
me.
this is what I classify as more soft, mainstream-ish rock. God damn it! It's not.
I'm sorry,
it's-
I hear these kinds of songs all the time at work. It's so mind-numbing.
Yeah, it's just not. It doesn't really get your attention anymore. It's not bad, but it just doesn't really get your attention anymore. Although it's not bad, and especially because of Gary Clark Jr. making an appearance in Halfway There. For those of you who don't know him, he's basically the reincarnation of Stevie Ray Vaughan, one of my dad's favorite guitarists, one of the greatest blues guitar players of all time. The imagery of the song is unfortunately the ignorant, happy Candyland, world peace, hallelujah bullshit. Like that would ever be a reality. Not in this lifetime. Regardless, the album comes out on April 21st.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
another
Yeah.
April 21st release.
Yeah.
Like we need more of those.
Tuesday is Applesauce Day.
Tuesday is applesauce day. Yeah, I know that reference.
No, you don't.
Tuesday is applesauce day. That's from a Fairly Odd Parents episode.
Damn it! How did you know?
I was a child in the early 2000s. Of course I
The
did.
album comes out July 24th. Anyway, that's really all I have to say. I don't really have much to say about Sheryl Crow.
I hate all
because-
this soft rock pop music crap. It's so
Soft
mind-numbing.
rock.
Yeah,
like
too much
bands
soft
by
rock
bands
this
like
day.
Boys Without Testicles.
Hey, Boys with Testicles are great, okay? You should try it sometime.
I mean, the whole problem was that Boys Without Testicles was the problem to begin with.
Yeah, and that's the joke. Also, I'm Rob Schneider. Derp de der.
Mm.
I'm just... When you have a station like Warm 106.9, that's a Seattle radio station. I don't know what it is. Just look it up. It's just...
At least it's not 100.7 The Wolf country music station.
The wolf. Oh,
How do you-
woo.
Oh, wait, no. You were living in Washington when that station changed over from The Buzz. Or
Oh.
whatever it used to be called.
Yeah.
Hey, I can handle country music. I just can't handle like it's like
I can
hits
handle
from
Johnny.
80s, 90s, 2000s, and today. Warm 106.9 hits
2000s
to
and
getting you
today.
up.
If they say 2000s in today, I'm like, no, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're a fucking idiot. Go fuck yourself.
And there's
I
nothing
can't really
can-
handle country beyond Johnny Cash. I mean, anything really beyond that is just shit.
Oh, I can't listen to country music like at all.
Yeah.
I don't like country music at all. I
You gotta respect Johnny Cash, though. He's
Johnny Cash. Well, Johnny
great.
Cash is the reason why I can
He's in
respect
a league
Johnny
of his
Cash
own.
is because it's Johnny Cash.
yeah.
Rob Schneider.
Rob
Schneider,
Schneider.
Schneider's a
Derp de derp.
Here's a carrot. All
Rob
right.
Schneider.
You ready?
Derp de derp.
I don't have much to say about Sheryl Crow because she is a country singer first and foremost.
It's more like country, southern rock. I mean, more just like, rock.
And I'll just say this right now: I'd rather listen to Carrie Underwood than listen to her.
Again, it's that top 40 soft rock pissy pop crap. To quote a song from Sister Sin, this is what I want to have on the radio. No hipster shit, radio rock, bubblegum, DJ pop, heavy metal all the way, make no fucking mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Chaos Royale reference from Sister Sin. Metal.
That
Anyway,
I can atone to.
that is a good segue. All right.
Wait,
You ready for this?
wait,
Yes.
wait.
Are you ready?
Here
Wait,
comes.
wait,
Well,
wait,
okay.
Wait. I'm learning to jump for Becky. Wait.
Good. Wait.
Guys, I can do it. Guys,
Guys, I'm jumping. I'm jumping for Becky.
Jump.
Are you ready?
Can you hurry
Yes.
up?
Go.
enough drum rolls. Hi, Billy Mays here for the new power metal album you've all been waiting for. All right. Last but not least, it's here. Finally, we have a new taste of the new DragonForce album. According to the band, it is a continuation of the style that they've done.
Wow, Felix! Yeah. I just have to say, he
DragonForce.
The second our PA typed in the link. Apparently, Felix knew exactly what we were talking about.
That was me when I saw the announcement.
Everybody's PA in my house.
That was me when I saw the announcement on Twitter. I was just like, excitement. Anyway, continuation of their style from the 2014 album Maximum Overload. That's basically what the new song Judgment Day indicates. Kind of reminds me of Defenders a little bit from the last album. DragonForce at this point can seemingly do no wrong, especially with the new vocalist Mark Hudson, this being his third album with DragonForce. He's found his place with the band, and they've also found their place with the new drummer. Yes, they do have a different drummer from Dave McIntosh, I believe his name was. His name is G something.
Yes, but the guitarists are still the same, so
pretty damn good. Yeah, good. The guitarist, the keyboard player they're still the same. Bass player is still the same. They can seemingly do no wrong. Even their mediocre album filler stuff is pretty damn good. The rest of the album will be coming on May 19th, which cannot come soon enough. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
DragonForce has also announced their U.S. tour dates. For the Mid-Atlantic, they'll be in D.C. on July 18th. For the West Coast, they have limited tour dates, unfortunately. But I mean, they're in high demand. They're probably going to be big venues. They'll be in San Francisco on July 7th and L.A. on July 8th.
Yeah. All right. Here's my So you did your Billy Mays. Oh, go ahead.
For the full list of U.S. and international tour dates, you can visit the band's website, which is dragonforce.com/tours. They'll also be touring internationally in and around that date.
Did you put the link in, Naka?
Yes, you can't have the HTML brackets, or else it'll just be like, oh, hey, you're trying to shut down the entire website. Run!
Yeah. I just do that to separate it from everything else. It's just a habit.
Right.
But anyway.
So you did your Billy Mays impression. Now I'm going to do my own Owen Wilson impression. Wow, DragonForce. I remember back in the day they used to play Through the Fire and Flames. Now they're doing their new album. Wow. DragonForce, man. Anyway.
Are you like Wally?
No.
Wow. Wow. Yes, we do need a Powerwolf tour. That would be quite amazing. And we also need Skullmold to make their way to the U.S. finally, because the Vikings made their way to the U.S., but Skullmold nowhere to be seen. Disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm pretty fucking excited.
How about you, Naka?
I mean, they're not coming to Seattle, so it's no point in getting hyped up.
I don't know how close. I mean, San Francisco is,
San Francisco is still like 800 miles away.
I know, that's the problem, though. It's kind of like they're
I'm
not
already
able
going to Metallica.
perform.
I can't spend money for a plane ticket just to go to DragonForce.
Like, because I want to go see Testament and Sepultura, but I don't know if I can, set money aside for that either. And then there's this, and I'm like, well, fuck. I mean, I missed a date. Like, I could not go to this, but they were playing in Silver Spring a few years ago.
Korn and Baby Metal are playing in my state on June 24th, but I'll be in California.
Yeah, I mean,
it is the weekend after I graduate, so it's worth it.
Sometimes you just can't make it. Sometimes, you just...
I'm pretty sure they're gonna end their concert with "Through the Fire and Flames" as their final song.
Of course they will.
I mean, that's what like Amon Amarth ended their concert with their magnum opus, "Twilight of the Thunder God." So I mean, they I don't know if they end every single set with that, but it's their signature song, along with Fury of the Storm and a few others. But anyway, I just so much hype. And Felix, yes, I will see you at Furthermore. Hopefully, I think you're going. Yeah, I'm excited for that too. That's coming up at the end of April.
Yeah.
But enough about DragonForce and stuff. Somewhat video game-ish related. Well, actually, this is more, Motorhead,
Yeah,
biker related. But
no, it's not
it's
a sequel
called-
to Ride to Hell. Don't worry.
it's video game time with Naka.
Yes.
Go!
All right, so the classic Lucas Arts game is back and better than ever. A remastered graphic adventure point-and-click game from 1995 is coming back for Steam, PS4, and PS Vita on April 18th. It is Full Throttle Remastered. In the future year, 2040, where motorized vehicles are being replaced by their anti-gravitational counterparts, the last domestic motorcycle manufacturer in the country is Corley Motors, whose founder and CEO, the elderly Malcolm Corley, played by Hamilton Camp, is en route to a shareholders meeting at the Corley factory, accompanied by his vice president, Adrian Ripberger, played by Mark Hamill. Malcolm suggests that Ripberger is scheming to take over the company and is suspicious of Ripberger's plan to recruit a biker gang to ride with them to the meeting. Malcolm's limousine is overtaken by one such gang, the Polecats, and he's immediately impressed with them. Catching up to them at a biker bar, he quickly befriends their leader, Ben, played by Roy Connard. Ripperger offers to hire the Polecats to escort Malcolm to the meeting, but when Ben declines, he is knocked out by Ripperger's flunkies, Bolus, played by Jack Angel, and Nestor, played by Maurice LaMarche. LaMarche.
That's Maurice LaMarche. I believe he played Brain in Pinky and the Brain.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Ben awakens to learn that the Polecats have been duped into escorting Malcolm, that an ambush is planned for them further up the road. He tries to catch up, but his motorcycle has been sabotaged, resulting in a fiery crash. He is rescued by a young photographer, Miranda, Pat Music. It's basically music with a K on the end. And taken to the town of Melonweed, where he is treated by a mechanic named Maureen, played by Calitha Soyce, Soucie. I don't know.
Saucy. I'm going to say it's saucy. You're not going to stop me.
Susie.
And that's where
Saucy.
I'm going to cut off the plot revelation. That is where I'm cutting off the plot and story, just because I want to play this game because it's a point and click adventure game. There's motorcycles involved. But you can pick it up on the 18th.
Welcome to Ripburger, home of the Ripburger. Can I take your order?
No Coke, just Pepsi.
Okay. Full Throttle Remastered. I haven't played the Full Throttle game, so I'm not too sure if it's a point-and-click game that I would like to play, but maybe it's something for you guys. That's really all I have to say regarding it.
Krüz?
Krüz. Yeah, I like the story style of this game. It's kind of, biker gang / on the run type thing.
Man,
I think
on the
that's
run.
Yeah. It's usually when you're neck deep in shit, it starts with you got to start by punching your way out of it. So I thought that's a pretty cool thing. I'm not sure just how the game actually works, if it's just a 2D thing. Regardless of that, I think I like the idea of the story behind it. Again, I'm not really in a position to buy many games, but I did like the look. Not that I ever really am, but I really do find this one, to be pretty damn cool. And the music for the trailer was pretty damn good. Oh my god! I hope they include that with the fucking, what do you call it, with the game.
Oh my god! I just realized something. My phone is as big as my PSP.
now your Schwartz is as big as mine.
No, the
Samsung
PSP is just
is
a quarter of an inch bigger on the sides, but width, it's length being hot dog length, it's horizontal, and then height being vertical. It's short on the vertical height, but on the horizontal height, it's just a little bit longer. I just found that out right now. That's why I started laughing in the middle of that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have, speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, we have Guardians of the Galaxy the Telltale series, which is going to be completely unrelated from the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just a matter that, Star-Lord doesn't look fucking anything like his
Chris Pratt.
counterpart.
Yeah.
Not even close.
By the way, I
didn't
just
even
want to say this
try.
right now. I love how Pepper Coyote is constantly pestered for looking like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, because they do look alike.
He
if you think about
basically
it.
is, Chris Pratt's evil twin, I guess.
Mhm.
His clone, at the very least.
Yes. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy the Telltale series delivers a brand new story of the universe's unlikeliest heroes, the ragtag band of outlaws who go by the names Space Prince. Except no. Hey, look at that! It's Star Prince! Let's see, I saw Star Prince, Star-Lord was one of them.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Space Lord.
Space Dragon.
Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot.
I was going to come up with two other names for Rocket and Groot, but...
In the wake of an epic battle, the Guardians discover an artifact of unspeakable power. Maybe it's the last Infinity Stone. Each of the Guardians has a reason to desire this relic, and as does a ruthless enemy, who is the last of her kind, and who will stop at nothing to tear it from their hands, from Earth to the Milano, which now has a Hot Wheels model. It doesn't have wheels. It's got like a weird stand. It looks pretty badass. I'm just putting that out. To nowhere, like the big skull planet, and beyond. And sets the beat of awesome music. This 5-part episodic series puts you in the rocket-powered boots of Star-Lord, an original Guardians adventure, told in the unique and award-winning Telltale style, where your decisions and actions will drive the path of the story you experience. Clementine will remember that. Except Clementine's nowhere near. Clementine's not in this.
Will remember that.
The season pass, which always costs extra money, includes... so if you buy it retail, you get the disc, and then you can also buy the season pass disc, which includes episode 1. That's what happens if you buy the game up front. And then you'll basically get the downloads for the remaining episodes when they come out. If you don't buy the season pass, you're going to have to buy each and every individual episode. You're screwed. But you can buy episode 1 on April 18th for Xbox One, Windows, iOS, Android, and PS4.
So this thing is, if you want to have all of them, you have to buy the season pass.
You have to buy the
first.
season pass if you want to have all of them, or when they come out, you just buy them. Really,
So-
you're
so
better
it-
off buying the season pass because you
Yeah,
end up
I was
saving
thinking,
money in the
would you
long
buy
run.
the season pass versus just buying the first one? I mean, if you're probably going to plan to play all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that would make sense, but I guess the biggest thing for me is why would I want to buy a season pass knowing that the episodes are just going to come out every single year?
They're not going to come out every single year. They're going to come out every few months.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
and
what
that-
episodic gaming is.
I mean-
It's not like Half-Life episode 1 and Half-Life 2 episodes 1 and 2, where they took...
I mean, it's like Valve doesn't like making games that end in 3.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Krüz, you're getting me off topic. It was to bring a point up by Yahtzee, aka Zero Punctuation. Valve kind of missed the concept of episodic gaming. It's supposed to be, shorter games released in quicker periods. It's like shorter games released within a similar time frame over shorter periods of time. And while they get 1 and 2 down, they miss the third step. Is releasing it in a reasonable time frame.
I think I might get it, but only if
Because
I
it only
have
took 3 years. It only took 2 years between episode 1 and 2 of Half-Life 2.
Yeah. I was just admiring my Zootopia poster that I have hanging on my wall, which, it's the best thing in the world. But anyway,
Honestly,
Guardian-
Ralph, that's the best. That's honestly your best bet. Is just wait for all the episodes to come out.
I was
and then buy
I
it.
was just about to say that. I might buy the game, but only if all the episodes are finished. I don't know if I want to spend $19.99 for one episode and knowing that
and
you have to
then
wait
pay
for the rest of them.
$5 to $10 for the next episodes.
Yeah, I might as well just. I get more. I honestly get more bang for my buck on my Netflix account when it comes to that. Even though they're uncompatible, but that's really all I have to say about Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series. I don't have much to say. What do you have to say about it, Krüz?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm really into just being engaged with the story of something else that already watch the movie of. But
Excuse you.
I didn't expect that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know if I'd. It's just the thing, like, it's not that I don't like it, but it's just like I don't know if I'd want to go to the effort to do this. But I do appreciate the effort they're putting into the game.
E for
I
effort.
probably games. E for maximum effort. I'd prefer probably just to watch the movie. I'd be willing to watch other people play it, but I don't know if I'm going to get into it. But that doesn't mean everyone else shouldn't. Guardians of the Galaxy is dope, regardless.
Anyway, is that all?
Yeah.
All right, so Yooka-Laylee, a spiritual successor to the classic 3D platformers, made by a bunch of former Rare employees who made the titular Donkey Kong Country back when they were still making games for Nintendo, and Banjo-Kazooie back when they were still making games for Nintendo, including Grant Kirkhope and David fucking Wise. David goddamn Wise is back and better than ever since Donkey Kong Country 2, one of the best soundtracks on the goddamn planet. But I must
goddamn Wise.
No, it's okay. No, I must say that I have very, very fond memories of Donkey Kong Country 2, one of my favorite platformer and favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. Just because the soundtrack just made things a billion times better. But I must talk about Kirkhope, the man who basically single-handedly created the soundtracks for Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong 64, and Grab by the Ghoulies. All great games for their time. Am I denying that Kirkhope and Wise are unequal? No, they are both legendary composers. They are both on par. I just have fond memories of Donkey Kong Country 2, like I said a little bit ago. But when it comes to the Banjo games, however, I think that Kirkhope was a perfect choice. The music just fits wherever you are in the game.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Conker's Bad for a Day was a wonderful
Conker.
game
I am
to
the great
watch.
mighty
That is true, but Grant Kirkhope and David Wise did not compose that game.
Yes, there was somebody else in the Rare
Robin
team.
Beanland.
Yes.
Robin Beanland.
Yes,
Actually, he also did some of the stuff with, I believe, Killer Instinct, along with Mick Gordon.
Yeah, because guess what? That's a Rare game.
Yeah. But yeah, Mick Gordon is, the fucking best video game composer of all time.
Yeah, he did Killer...
Fight me.
Okay,
Hideki
I
Naganuma.
personally think Ace Pluses. And
Hideki Naganuma.
But does it gent?
What do you mean, does it gent?
DJENT, like
I don't
heavy,
know.
extremely heavy metal.
Obviously,
like 8 9-string guitar shit.
Is your apples and oranges, Krüz? You're comparing one music style with another music style.
But does it gent?
Doesn't work that way. Moving on.
Anyway, Yooka-Laylee will have to pair them and other people from Rare to create even more iconic music. When the Kickstarter started, whenever the fuck that happened, I completely forgot to put it down. Its total goal was achieved in 40 minutes. So,
well, yeah, because people really liked Banjo-Kazooie. Of course,
I completely forgot to mention the species of Yooka and Laylee, but Yooka and Laylee team up together in similar fashion to Banjo and Kazooie to help save the world.
I think Yooka is an iguana and Laylee is... I think Yooka is an iguana and Laylee is a...
Looks like a bat.
Fruit bat.
Some kind of bat.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is
much like Banjo is a bear and Kazooie's a bird. But anyway, continue.
This is the good old days of Rareware. Not the new days of Microsoft bought Rareware after they made Grab by the Ghoulies and Perfect Dark Zero, which were actually half-decent games. But, they made Connect Sports and Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which had cars. Cars! And I...
Holy shit!
I just love
will always love you. I can't believe you did this to me. God damn it, how could you do this to me?
I love that JonTron review so much.
I did it. I saved the world.
And that's where we cue in Birdemic. But anyway.
Yes. If there's one thing Rare was good at, it was making some of the best games for the NES, Super Nintendo, and N64. AKA Battletoads, even though that game was hard as fuck, with 2 players. Another thing was their amazing soundtracks. Somehow, they were able to combine both of their best elements to make some of the most legendary games known to man. That was what was so rare about Rareware. And to get the elephant in the room out of the way, JonTron is entitled to his opinions even if we disagree with those opinions. I believe it was incorrect to fire him and remove his character from the game, but I'm not the one running Playtonic Games either way.
Yeah, that's just called being intolerant and hypocritical.
And to be honest, I would have preferred giving a sick kid their own character in the game as opposed to JonTron getting his own character. But that's just me.
But I mean, he got to play Banjo-Kazooie with Grant Kirkhope.
I know he got to play Banjo-Kazooie with Grant Kirkhope.
Grant Kirkhope.
The reason, like, I'm trying to do that with my best Satoru Iwata impression. Mm-hmm. Here at Nintendo, we watch Game Grumps. We realize here at the Nintendo Direct would like you to play a Zelda, a new Zelda title.
Either way, it looks like a true return to form. I'm totally going to want to pick this up, but I'm going to... There's some things I actually need to buy first. Mm-hmm. Like, I need to buy some stuff for my car, because I have a bit of a long story, but I'm not going to go into it. But a new mainstream title that releases for Steam, Xbox One, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch on April 11th. Yay, the Switch finally has a big AAA title, sort of.
Hey! Switch.
Hey, I'm Grump.
I'm not so Grump.
And we're the...
Subwoofer Entertainment Treehouse Grumps.
Yeah. Anyway. Yooka-Laylee. You know, I was looking at this and I was wondering, I can't believe Grant Kirkhope is actually recomposing after what felt like forever. He composed he even did the GoldenEye 007 series. He did the GoldenEye 007. I mean, let that speak for itself. I mean...
Yeah, the N64 title.
Yeah, and that's considered to be an actual pretty damn good game, even though graphics are very, very...
I mean, it was one of
actually
dated.
Not totally, like, the best game ever in the world. Just because there's some bugs, but... Like, just for the sheer it was made legendary because of its multiplayer.
And it also was that you play as like the really short character just to avoid everyone's shots. What's his fucking name?
Screen peeking.
Screen peeking.
No, that's not like somebody's name.
You mean screen looking?
Screen peeking.
Why do you not like screen looking?
Because it's cheating.
It is cheating.
It's not,
except when I do it.
It's not cheating. You have the ability to look on screen to see if you're being attacked. You want to
look at your own damn corner.
Or like, look at your own rectangle. Seriously, no, the other night, like I said, the other day, playing Halo with my dad, I don't even need to screen peek in that game and I can kick his ass. Just saying, Dad.
I really want to meet...
Next time you want to do a 1v1 with me, go through some of the campaign missions again, just so you can get some practice. I'm not trying to make fun of you. Just go through and get some more practice. Because I know you're probably going to listen to this in like 2 years and just be like, why are you shit-talking me, Henry? Oh, hey, spoiler alert, I said my first name. Good luck finding me.
Yeah. Anyway... What do you have to say about...
the funny thing is, I know Scarfy's first name, but I'm not going to reveal it, because that's his own job.
Yep. What do you have...
I know your secrets.
Well, except you sort of revealed it on stream before.
On accident, but you could easily just take it for a character name, but whatever. It's not like anyone's gonna know. What do you guys have to say about... what do you have to say about Yooka-Laylee, Krüz?
I like the look of this, It's you compared to... I guess the guy who worked on Donkey Kong Country 2, it's kind of like it has that kind of aspect to it. I haven't played a game like that in quite a long time, and I imagine that when I eventually, fingers crossed, get the Switch this summer, I'm gonna pick this game up along with Breath of the Wild, even though I'm probably gonna be grinding Breath of the Wild for quite a while.
Are you going to get a Nintendo Switch?
I'm going to try my damnedest to, because I really do want, I want to get back into it and I want to play that, because I haven't, we had a Wii, we've had 2 Wiis for one reason, because the first one, it broke, sort of.
Did the disc drive break because somebody tried to put a DVD in there?
No, what happened was, it could not play Wii games, but it could play GameCube games just fine. So then my parents and someone got another one, which could only play Wii games, so we had that.
So you just labeled the 2?
I mean, we have 2 Wiis. One can do GameCube, one can do Wii games. It's kind of dumb, but
I mean, hey, that's
I just like to restart.
That's good separation.
I mean, that's kind of good separation, but it's. I mean, I don't understand why you didn't just send it to a
GameStop.
I don't know.
Send it to someone who could repair it.
We got it one of the first one. We got it in 2006 or 2007.
Me too. I got
first ones.
Yeah, one of the first ones. Yeah, version 1.
So it was kind of old.
It was old.
Oh man, remember when that was the shit? That was the new thing.
Yeah, I've already told a story about I've already told stories about it, so I'm not gonna go repeat myself. No. I think, is that all for video games for the next 2 weeks?
I believe so, unless you're thinking of something else that
I'm
we're
not
missing.
thinking of anything else. I'm just I got a PSP and I got some stuff arriving in the next few days. So I have things to look forward to. I think we're on to movie news with Scarfy.
Okay, well, next time, why don't you transition?
Let me get a.
Let me get a. Squidward, remember poop. People order our patties.
Ooh.
All right, Patrick. Would you like?
I get poop.
All right. Why don't you try a Krabby Patty? Oh yeah, a Krabby Patty. That sounds great. Will that be for here to go?
Were you just laughing at that?
On to Scarfy with movies.
Yes.
Let me get a.
All right, before I get into what movies are coming out this week, it was a very tough decision on what films to include and what films to exclude, considering different theaters play different films all the time. So I decided to choose the mainstream films playing in the mainstream theaters. So it may be possible that a film that you were excited to see might not be included on this list for us to discuss. So if I miss a film, I do apologize. We're not perfect wolves. But if there's a film that you like that we missed, bring it up. Nonetheless, we'll be sure to talk about it.
I accidentally screwed up the recording for the intro, so we're gonna have to deal with that. I mean, I'll probably just have a black screen because I'm not leaving out the song or anything because I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Because it's a good song. I'll fix it in post, sort of, somehow.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, I'm so sorry, I messed up the recording at the first little bit, but here we go, back in the main show. Anyway.
Yeah. On that note, let's get started with our movies that are being released this week. Wow, so Blair Witch meets Chronicle? Let's talk about it. Phoenix Forgotten, ironically enough, is a 2017 American science fiction psychological horror film directed by Justin Barber in his directorial debut, and written by Barber and T.S. Nolan. The film is also produced by Nolan alongside Ridley Scott, Wes Ball, Courtney Solomon, and Mark Canton.
Scott. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited. I like the look of this one. It looks old school to me.
On March 13th, 1997, several mysterious lights appeared over Phoenix, Arizona. This inexplicable and unprecedented phenomenon became known as the Phoenix Lights and remains the most famous widely viewed UFO sighting in history. This film, based on the events... Can you shut up?
No.
Well, stop.
Please.
No.
Tells the story of 3 local teens who went into the desert shortly after the incident in hopes of documenting this strange occurrence. That night, they disappeared and were never seen again. Now, on the 20th century anniversary of their disappearance, unseen footage has been discovered chronicling the final hours of their fateful expedition. there's not much I can discuss about this film because it's one of those movies trying to get off the ground to earn a career from someone. But it does look intriguing nonetheless. It may be a shaky camera mess for some of you guys. However, that's kind of what makes this film unique in its own. Regardless, however, the film releases April 21st. If you're interested in these sort of movies, what do you guys think?
It's definitely an interesting concept, even though it is going to be shaky cam, but so was the first Hunger Games.
I mean, that's Grave Encounters and, Paranormal Activity for you. But
and you also forgot Cloverfield.
And Chronicle.
Cloverfield
Well,
too, yeah.
Chronicle wasn't necessarily shaky camera because it was shot in a way where it was pleasing to the viewer from a first person's perspective.
It wasn't like they dropped the camera and, fell over or anything. But,
yeah.
I do like that this kind of, it's more about what you don't see that's meant to scare you.
Yeah.
It's the best kind of horror, where you see less of the monster.
Right.
Yeah. And again, I know I'm praising The Conjuring so much, but that's what it does so well. There's so much that you don't see.
I do hope you give it a chance, though.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm gonna try to see it because I like all horror. I mean, even there's stuff I like, even if it's bad. It's just kind of like you watch it for fun. It's meant to be like, yeah, lol, kind of funny, sometimes a little scary. But I mean, if it ends up being really damn good, all the power to it. Phoenix Forgotten.
They're not necessarily forgotten. That's where I kind of have.
I like the look of this one. This looks pretty promising for like a, debut director's debut film. I'll give it a watch, most certainly.
And what do you have to say, Naka?
I do like the fact that it's somewhat found footage. You don't really get many of those films that are like, steady cam and everything. Though I do have a gripe with the title. They're not forgotten. They're just gone. They could have just called it Phoenix Gone.
Pretty much.
Other than that, it's probably going to be pretty good.
Probably, but maybe the title is a play on words of what the movie is actually trying to do. If you think about it logically.
What? Forget Phoenix?
Well, of the lights rather, but I don't really. I'm not really like in a big hurry to see this particular movie. I do think that it will capture some fans' attention who are really into real life shaky cam stories, but more power to you. I'm not going to. I can only remain indifferent on this film for now, so we'll kind of see what happens with that. But it's really all I have to say regarding that. And do you guys want me to move on?
Yeah, bop.
Go ahead.
Well,
Armenian genocide.
The film did look interesting at first, and now it's suffered some pretty heavy backlash. I'm talking about The Promise, a 2016 historical drama film directed by Terry George and starring Oscar Isaac, Charlotte LeBon, and Christian Bale, set in the final years of the Ottoman Empire. You know how some people didn't like Titanic because it told a love story rather than having the sinking ship being the main focus of the story? Sorry, foxes, no, draw me like one of your French foxes here. Well, The Promise, unfortunately, has a similar problem, too. The film is about a love triangle that develops between Armenian medical student Michael Isaac, an American journalist based in Paris named Christopher, and an Armenian-born woman raised in France, Anna, during the final years of the Ottoman Empire. After seeing why this film has garnered some backlash and the ratings being below average, I can kind of see why it suffers. The main reason was that on IMDb it garnished a lot of mixed reviews by people who mixed reviews by people who didn't see the movie. One instance involved an orchestrated campaign of having Armenian genocide deniers give the movie 1 star. Yes, that's actually a thing, much like Holocaust and moon landing deniers are a thing. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't make me initially want to despise a product. If you're going to tell me a story about the Armenian genocide, that's fine. But a love triangle story is not what I want to see, or at the very least, not what is intended for me to see.
Exactly.
In spite of all this, the film also releases April 21st, but unfortunately, this film has not piqued my interest at all. What do you guys think?
I recently did study the Armenian genocide because that's what my history course is about. Um, the thing about the Armenian genocide, another film about it, which is really good, is Ararat, Ararat. Um, this, um, I can see the same problem being with, more about the love story than actually what's going on that's significant. Um, the the genocide deniers, it's more so that they're denying that it was in fact a genocide, that it constituted a genocide. They're like claiming, the opposing side is claiming that it was, casualties of war, which is kind of, they're not entirely wrong, but that's not justified. So that's a whole another quagmire in and of itself, which this denying thing is actually still an issue. All that is
an issue.
Yeah. All that aside, it's good that more stories about this are kind of being told, but I don't know if this is really the right way. A Titanic type story. I don't know if this is the right way to go about it.
Hell no.
No, I don't think at all. And don't get me wrong, I actually kind of like Titanic. Don't judge me.
I mean, yeah.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
What do you have to say, Naka?
Personally, if you want to learn more about the Armenian genocide, about some stupid love triangle, forget the love triangle and then go. There was some sort of concert, and I think in 2015 it was System of a Down. They were playing to their home country, Armenia. There was a big story about it. You're better off just watching that entire concert. It's 2.5 hours long. You're better off, and you'll learn more about the Armenian genocide.
Yeah, they do. Our history professor is trying to show us Screamers, which they made, System of a Down produced, I think. But the DVD wasn't working, so we didn't get to see that, unfortunately.
Bounce
technology. Bounce.
Yay!
You almost remind me of that one song by that one rapper. I'm not going to tell who it is, but when you said bounce, it kind of reminded me of that one song. So I'm not going to say what it is.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
Bubble butt.
All bubble blowing babies will be bitten senseless, but everybody the bar.
Anyway.
That's right. So who blew it?
Anyway, turn around, stick it out. Turn around, stick it out. Show the world you gotta. I hate that song. Anyway, speaking of love triangles.
Oh boy.
It seems that they decided to make a thriller film based on love triangles, just like how it's almost done every year.
I noticed that they, I'm being...
The title is an oxymoron.
A Marvel nerd. I mean, I noticed Rosario Dawson, a.k.a. Claire, in this. She is a total badass.
Unforgettable is an upcoming American thriller film directed by Denise Dunovi and written by Christina Hodson and David Leslie Johnson. The film stars Katherine Heigl, Rosario Dawson, Jeff Stoltz, Isabella Rice, and Sheryl Ladd. Tessa Conover is barely coping with the end of her marriage when her ex-husband David becomes happily engaged to Julia. Trying to settle into her new roles as wife and a stepmother, Julia believes she has finally met the man of her dreams, the man who can help her put her own troubled past behind her. Tessa's jealousy takes a pathological turn, however, and she will stop at nothing to turn Julia's dream into the ultimate nightmare. Honestly, this movie might as well be directed by Tyler Perry or something, because that's the exact look and feel that I am getting from here. And to me...
It's a Medea film.
It just doesn't work. It looks nice, but is it going to play nice is what I want to know. And if it can't do that, then what's the point of me watching it? However, if you're interested to see what goes down, the film releases April 21st once again, but the premise
just... Oh, what the hell, YouTube? Come on.
The premise just doesn't do much for me. Did what again?
Oh, it did a stupid error. It's like, oh, hey, you can't post this.
Oh, I see it.
I hate when YouTube does that.
Yeah.
It has the little red bar next to it.
Yeah.
And try not to pay attention to it.
It's bullshit.
Well, I mean, it's sort of there.
Well, anyway, what do you guys have to say about this?
The title itself is an oxymoron. I'm completely forgetting about this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, I said Rosario Dawson, she's a pretty damn good actress, but I don't know if that's going to really make me want to see this movie. It just kind of, I don't know. It's not, Gone Girl was actually, a pretty, it gets inside your head and it messes with your head. This
It's
is
inside your brain, man.
not so much.
No. Is there anything that you would like me to say regarding it? Because
No, let's
honestly-
move on. You'll make me fall asleep if we talk about this movie.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you positive?
Yes.
I want to remember.
All right then. Well, I guess we can move on to our.
Lost City of Zed?
Well,
City of Z.
gee, thanks for spoiling it. Stop spoiling my shit. Anyway,
No.
insert World War
No,
Z
you gotta put your
sequel.
shit in the fridge. That's why
Insert
it doesn't
World War
spoil.
Z's sequel joke here. Great. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue. From the producers of 12 Years a Slave, The Lost City of Zed. Yes, that is not Z. It's actually pronounced Zed in I believe it's the English alphabet.
Yeah.
Is a 2016 American action adventure biographical film written and directed by James Gray, based on the 2009 book of the same name by David Gran. It stars Charlie Hunnam, Robert Pattinson, and Sienna Miller. Based on the author of David Gran's book, The Lost City of Zed tells the true story of British explorer Percy Fawcett, who journeys into the Amazon at the dawn of the 20th century and discovers evidence of a previously unknown advanced civilization that may have once inhabited the region. Despite being ridiculed by the scientific establishment who regard indigenous populations as savages, the determined Fawcett, supported by his devoted wife, son, and aide-de-camp, returns time and again to his beloved jungle in an attempt to prove his case, culminating in his mysterious disappearance in 1925. I'm honestly not too sure what to expect with this movie. It's been getting above-average reviews, and people seem to really like this one, but the film has such a common story arc that I find myself scratching my head and asking, what makes this film so special? However, this is one film that I do think is good to talk about like the others, because we're appreciating stuff that not a lot of people know about. And for me, this is one film. I may watch this film if I happen to be really bored, but I'm not necessarily in a hurry to see it. However, I might actually go watch it if it lives up to its critical praise, and maybe this is a film for you guys. Case in point, the film releases April 14th. What do you guys think?
I dig action films, and I think I'd be interested in something like this, but I just, there's nothing that really makes it stand out to me.
I mean, this is a Lost Civilization film that could actually work.
It could work, and I mean, and not saying that it's
I hope
not.
it doesn't turn out to be Journey to the Center of the Earth, where they literally come out of Mount Vesuvius and then, they just give some farmer diamonds or whatever for his trouble.
Yeah.
That movie was
Oh
stupid.
God.
I'm just like, of course it's getting hotter. We're closer to the core.
But seriously, actually, I was looking at the ratings for The Lost City of Zed, and it actually has a pretty well above average rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So let that speak for itself. What do you guys personally think about this movie?
I'm gonna think it's competently made and that it's actually a good quality film. It's just I don't know if the trailer really gives away enough appeal to it. Like, I think it's kind of selling itself short.
Right.
If it does turn out to be that good of a movie, I'd like to give it a chance. I don't know if I'd see it in theaters. It's not that kind of movie. But again, it's a popcorn movie, or it's sort of a home action movie. But I'm willing to give this one a chance because I like the look of it.
And what do you think, Naka?
Again, I hope it's one of those like Lost Civilization, type stories, or like, it's like a species of people or a species of things that have been lost and like found by some explorer dude. Like, actually, you know what I actually saw today? I saw a copy of Seaman for the Dreamcast, and I was just like, isn't that supposed to be like some French dude discovered some weird extinct species in the pyramids in like the 1920s and tried resurrecting it, and then it turns out to be a really weird experience of life narrated by Leonard Nimoy. Anyway, I just hope it doesn't go, it's like, oh hey, we're gonna kill everything, or it's like everything is going to kill us, even though it's probably gonna sort of be that way. But I hope it's good. Even if it is just gonna be a popcorn flick.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually do want to. I might see it. I'm not too sure how good it will actually be, but we'll have to see what goes on from there. All right, guys. All right.
Last big one.
Yes, I have stalled long enough. It's time to talk about this film so that Naka will stop drooling on me. It's the race
I'm
car.
not drooling on you. Way to assume, you jackass.
Well, you're going to now. Don't pretend you do.
It's the race car action franchise you all know and love, with so much multiculturalism, sexy girls, and pretty much any badass cars you can find. Ladies and gentlemen, the 8th installment to the Fast and Furious franchise, The Fate of the Furious, is a 2017 American action film directed by F. Gary Gray, who directed the cult classic Friday, as well as the biographical NWA film Straight Outta Compton. And written by Chris Morgan, who also wrote the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th films. The film stars Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Bridges, Natalie Emanuel, Kurt Russell, Scott Eastwood, Charlize Theron, and Helen Mirren. Now that Dom and Letty are on their honeymoon and Brian and Mia have retired from the game and the rest of the crew has been exonerated, the globetrotting team has finally a semblance of normal life. But when a mysterious woman seduces Dom into the world of crime he can't seem to escape and a betrayal of those closest to him, they will face trials that will test them as never before. From the shores of Cuba and the streets of New York City to the icy plains off the Arctic Barents Sea, the elite force will crisscross the globe to stop an anarchist from unleashing chaos on the world stage and to bring home the man who made them a family. First off, I'd like to point out that I have not seen a single movie of the Fast and Furious franchise legitimately, and I feel like an idiot because ever since the
idiot.
Ever since the 5th installment, where a lot of people were coming to watch, is when I thought that the series is actually starting to take itself seriously. Whereas the first 3 films, like them or not, weren't as all as they were hyped up to be. So I do feel sad for not seeing a single one, and maybe in the future I'll marathon these. So who knows?
Do it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to just go through all of them to remember because I've seen the 7th, and I'm pretty sure I've seen one of the ones before that. I think it was either the 5th or 6th, but I don't know if I've seen the others. Probably just gonna have to go binge all of them at some point when I have that much free time, probably during the summer.
Mm-hmm. Go watch them in this order. Go watch them in The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Furious 6, I think it was called, or Fast 6, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what that one was.
It was either Fast 6 or Furious 6, either way. And then go watch Tokyo Drift, and then watch Furious 7, and then watch Furious. Yeah. You know why? Because, yay, we're going to mess up everything chronologically.
Yeah.
Because I will say, well, I'm actually not... Can I spoil it? Or... Because it's pretty common knowledge for the 7th film, anyway.
Well, let me just, put it out there. Second, I'm not really too sure what to expect with this because I'm sure most of you know that Paul Walker, who played the main character in the franchise, sadly passed away after a car accident before Furious 7 could be completed, causing the production team to scrap up some scenes, change the script, and so forth to make it look like Walker's character retired completely. Therefore, a lot of people don't even think this movie is going to be all that great since you don't have your lead. But the good news is that Vin Diesel, who sadly is going to be playing Baby Groot in about a month, had this to say, and I quote, "I was trying to keep it close to the vest throughout the release. Paul Walker used to say that an 8th film was guaranteed, and in some ways, when your brother guarantees something, you sometimes feel like you have to make sure it comes to pass. So if fate has it, then you'll get this when you hear about it. Furious 7 was for Paul, the 8th film is from Paul. And I guess luck would have it, in spite of all that, Vin Diesel wouldn't make an 8th film had it not been for Paul. And in a way, and it seemed that Vin wanted to continue even though his friend is gone, but not entirely, because he will see him again in the next life. Mm-hmm. Regardless, however, the fans of the Fast and the Furious franchise have reason to be excited and confused at the same time when you're making a film that is pretty much missing one of its main characters.
Well, that's what happened with Tokyo Drift.
but all the more reason to watch is what's going to be happening in the movie. With all that said, the film releases April 14th, and it's the first summer blockbuster around to be released. So do yourself a favor and go see it.
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
Do.
What do you have to say, Naka? What were you going to say regarding what you didn't want to spoil? Or
Well, technically, it was. Hold up, I think I have to sneeze. I think I still have to sneeze.
Yeah.
That feel when you have to sneeze, but you can't, and then it goes away.
And then it comes back, and you're just like, oh.
But, what was... oh, yeah, since Furious 7 has been out since 2015, I think it's pretty... and then, it was at the end of Furious 6, for that matter. And it was in the middle of Tokyo Drift, so it doesn't really matter. Han dies in the franchise, except he comes back in Fast and Furious, and we're just like, wait, what the hell isn't he supposed to be dead? And then then come find out at the end of Furious 6, oh, Tokyo Drift was after the 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6? What the hell?
Yeah.
You can see my... the pizza is aggressive. You can see my confusion.
Out of all the Fast and Furious films, which one's your favorite?
Tokyo Drift, actually. I know it's not...
Really? The horrible one?
Yeah, you know why? Because it's got a bunch of D1 GP. It's got a bunch of Japanese car culture in it. That's why.
Oh.
Not necessarily
Even though
the
it has-
American tuner culture. It's just it's got a lot of the Japanese tuner culture, and it's actual like professional drift cars. And the king of drifting actually makes a cameo in the movie. So
Tokyo Drift?
yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely. Gonna go see this.
Oh yeah, of course. It's a requirement for me.
You're gonna have to remind me of what order to see them in, because I already forgot.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, 8.
1, 2, 4, 7.
Doesn't it strike you as odd that the Fast and Furious franchise has made quite a vast sum of money? Like they started worldwide. They only made the first one only made 200 million. The second one made a little over 200 million. Then the third one made 158 million. Then 4 came out, it tripled that. Then Fast 5 came out, it tripled that. Fast and Furious 6 came out, it made a little more than its triple. Furious 7, it made over $1 billion worldwide. We don't even know what Furious 8 can do.
You mean Fate of the Furious?
Yeah, Fate of the Furious.
The sky's the limit, really.
Mm.
Or as far away as you can get from that
I will
submarine.
say, go buy all the diecast that's out there right now from Furious 8 and every other Fast and Furious franchise, because people are capitalizing on that.
Yeah, but what do you have to? But will you be seeing this movie?
No shit.
And how about you, Krüz?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
What do you have to say about it, Krüz? Because I hear Naka talking, and you haven't really said anything about it.
I mean, Furious 7 is one of the Furious 7. I mean, Fast and Furious, one of the franchises I wished I'd gotten more into. But I've still kept along with it, and I genuinely enjoy it. I genuinely enjoy all the actors. Now you have The Rock and Jason Statham and Vin Diesel pretty much all in one movie, and then you have the best line from The Rock saying, "I will beat you like a Cherokee drum." And then you also have the old line, "Woman, I am the cavalry." I mean, it's just something that's just so satisfying about those one-liners, the action. It's just, it's genuine action. It's not even just mindless explosions and shit. It's just genuine, adrenaline action.
Adrenaline crack my head, nitro junkie paint me dead.
Ooh, and it burned! Fuel is pumping at Jones!
Yeah,
I can
sadly,
make
I would
jokes.
I would see the film, but sadly, I have not seen any of the Fast and the Furious franchise, so I can't just jump in blind when I haven't seen any of them. So I will have
You're
to
gonna
say,
have to binge watch.
I do have a question. Did Furious 7 make you cry, Naka?
Yes, it did. I've said it before. The end of Fury 7 made me cry the first time I watched it.
Like a baby, or
Not like a baby. It just
Like a
it made
bamboo.
me tear up like a lot, and it was very hard for me to just not cry, and I ended up crying. And like the people, I think I saw it was either my sister or my grandmother first. Either way, they were very respectful, and it's like, they recognized that he was a huge part of my life, and it was okay to cry.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really all I have to say regarding Fast and the Furious 8. I do apologize. I know I should be just as excited as you two.
But Cars 3.
Yeah.
Cars 3 is actually getting a video game, and I'm gonna buy that. Cars
as long
3.
as long as it's not Corey in the house, but whatever.
Corey in the house.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to our coming
Best
attractions.
anime ever.
Coming
Let's move on.
attractions.
Yes, coming attractions.
Yes.
Dunkirk. Allied
Yes.
soldiers are surrounded by the German army on the beaches on Dunkirk and evacuated in Operation Dynamo between May 26th and June 4th, 1940, during the early stages of the Second World War. I should also mention that the film was directed by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
And what do you guys have to say about this trailer?
World War II.
I enjoy this. I enjoy, historical films,
I
even
love
if some of them
World
are
War
accurate.
II stuff.
But yeah, Dunkirk. I like the looks of this. And then, Christopher Nolan, he might have fallen off just a little bit, but with a separate film that's not, DC related, I think you can give him a solid chance with this one.
Cody asked, "Did you howl your heart and soul out?"
No.
That was Tanaka.
No.
Because he was sad.
Yeah.
Oh. Damn,
I-
Tanaka learned to take a joke.
I did not cry, but I was moved. I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing in my life. Anyway, World War II. Now I know war is kind of bad, like it's horrifyingly bad.
It's kind of bad.
But if it's
Well, what do you have to
historical,
say about it?
it's historical, and this is
Right.
this is a story that I've never really heard of, and it would be interesting to learn more about. And,
And then Sabaton.
It's basically it's kind of gonna be like the first mission of Call of Duty World at War, where you're basically storming the beach.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, through the gates of hell, as we make our way to heaven, to the
And then
Nazi
Call of Duty World
line.
War II coming out this year.
Remove. You see the thing of like Call of Duty copying over everyone. It's like they're copying, looking over at Battlefield 1. That's just
They copied Halo, for God's sakes.
yeah, copied Halo for Infinite Warfare, and then looking over copying BF1 for Call of Duty World War II.
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
Yes, but Call of Duty World War II should be good. There's not going to be any of that free-running, like, gadgety crap. It's going to be like an old school Call of Duty game.
Right.
And
back
thank
when it was actually
God.
legit. Back when it was like a legit game.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thank God. Anyway, we're
let's-
off topic. We need to move on to a thing in our coming things and talk things.
Excited!
You mean our coming attractions with movie trailers and talk about these new movie trailers. You really need to learn how to prioritize, man. Anyway, Annabelle creation. Several years after the tragic death of their little girl, a doll maker and his wife welcome a nun and several girls from a shuttered orphanage into their home, soon becoming the target of the doll maker's possessed creation, Annabelle. Honestly,
Is it going to be that one episode of Jimmy Neutron all over again?
I feel like this could be a crossover for Child's Play and this film,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
The pizza is aggressive.
I can say, based on, I've seen all the films in the, quote, what they've said now, the Conjuring universe, which is Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, Enfield Ghost, and then Annabelle, the first one, which is not that good. This one looks quite a bit better because I think James Wan is actually producing this one too. James Wan I believe, did not produce the first Annabelle. So this one looks a lot more promising.
James Wan did direct Furious 7, though.
Yep.
I mean,
He directed a lot of the Fast and Furious films.
No, he didn't.
This-
He only directed Furious 7.
Maybe he wrote a bunch of them. Hey, I'm sorry, I don't know everything. I just know he's involved with the series.
Okay.
Yep. But anyway, this one looks a lot more promising than the last Annabelle, and this horror.
Can we get a Christine remake?
I guess it's becoming a franchise now. It's probably one of my all-time favorites for sure.
I don't really know how to feel about this movie because it feels like they're just trying to make another new Child's Play movie.
It's a little more. It's meant to be taken more seriously. It's more sinister than Child's Play. Child's Play is just like, I don't want to play, like, it's kind of ridiculous horror, or it's not horror comedy, but it's like ridiculous horror, kind of like Pet Sematary. That kind of weird horror. This one's more like meant to be more legit, scare the shit out of you horror.
Literally. It just escapes from your body.
It just evacuates your bowels.
You know what happens when there's cells in my body that don't get, that I'm not used to? They get sent right to my colon. Straight to my colon.
Directly into my colon. They waxed the motherfucker and sent him directly into my colon. Good old Carlin.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I might as well just move on to our next trailer, which is kind of cool, I suppose. It's kind of interesting.
It's kind of topical.
It's kind of BuzzFeed propaganda.
That's what you would say.
Krüz,
it is BuzzFeed. Let's be real.
Okay, well, Krüz, I don't understand.
Alright, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. It's not BuzzFeed propaganda, but it is something that kind of BuzzFeed would make, but it's not going to be the men-hating, men are misogynistic kind of crap. It's...
Yeah, I know it's not propaganda. I know it's not meaning to be, like, anti-men, but it's just kind of... I just kind of got to laugh at this, and then you also, if you look at the like-dislike thing, you kind of see why. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an asshole, okay?
3 generations.
Yeah, 3 generations. After a girl decides to transition from female to male, his mother must come to terms with the decision while tracking down his biological father to get his legal consent.
Always with the fathers leaving. Why can't it be the mother?
Yeah. Patriarchy! I'm sorry.
Yeah. What do you have to say regarding this particular...
Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent. I mean, yes, trans rights. I'm all for him.
Yeah, don't
just
get me
saying.
Right.
There you go. There's my thing. It's like, oh, hey.
Yeah. I've had, some personal experience with this. I have nothing against this, but it just kind of seems to me like this is just kind of meant to be, a token movie, like, people want recognition. They want their own standalone movie kind of thing.
Felix, no, please don't bring that up. You kind of just triggered me. Okay. No. That's not how. That is not how gender works.
First of all, I'm going to need you to bring it down to like a 2.
Yeah.
3. I don't recognize like 3.
3 because trans.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've seen a great little clip of it's like facts about the 63 genders.
I'm gonna get yelled at by somebody, but
they have male, female, and then trans, and then everything else is like this gender does not exist. This gender does not exist, and then eventually it gets to dat boy, and it's like this gender should exist.
Yeah, because dat boy, shit, what up?
I identify as dat boy.
Oh shit, what up?
I identify as wolf. Okay.
It's not a gender, it's a species.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway,
respect my identity. Respect my wolf identity.
Honestly, this isn't a movie that I am like very hands-on to see. I'd much rather see Moonlight since it won Best Picture, and the only reason why I'm bringing Moonlight up is because you kind of have to deal with African American in dealing with his coming out with sexuality and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is something great. I don't really believe there's many different genders because it's already complex enough that we're dealing with issues of having to make unisex bathrooms. Okay, let's just say that.
I mean, here's the thing: unisex bathroom equals problem solved. Everyone, I assume, is happy. But then again, not everyone can be happy because everyone's got an issue with something.
Yeah.
So you're never going to have, perfect solution. That's just not going to happen.
No, I mean, you can. The funny thing about this kind of thing is that you can be a social justice warrior about it all you'd like, but if people who are not dealing with this sort of thing don't care, then the biggest question is, why should you?
Yeah.
That's really
Another
I don't.
Another thing I found pretty funny. It's like, why do they call themselves warriors? That implies that you can take a hit.
Yeah.
They can't.
What do you have to say regarding this film, Naka?
Yeah.
I'm indifferent. Trans rights, sure. I don't care. You can either, it's like, oh, hey, you're born with a penis, but you want a vagina. Okay, you can go through the transition. Oh, you're born with a vagina and want a penis. Okay, you can get the penis and have the transformation surgery. You're transgender. Okay, good for you. I don't care. It's not my problem.
Yeah, just go ahead.
I love how they call it a battle here in NC. You realize how just arbitrary and ridiculous this is. There's so much.
You're trans.
Important.
Congratulations. Please proceed to the shitter. Like, I give a damn.
It's like there's a thing I found of it's Grumpy Cat, and it's like, I'm not a girl or a boy. Where do I pee? And then Grumpy Cat says outside.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just pee on a bush.
Pee where everyone else is. That does not make you special. I don't have to care about where you shit. You can go shit outside. I'll go shit outside too, just because I can.
And Cody says we're fighting that battle still here in North Carolina. So
North Carolina is actually, no, I can't say North Carolina is a bunch of rednecks because that's actually the truth. It is full of rednecks.
Well, Cody's not a redneck, so
I know Cody's not a redneck. It's called the home of NASCAR.
Well, anyway,
it's called red.
Let's move on to our next trailer. Buster's Malhart. The film follows a mountain man on the run from authorities who survive the winter by breaking into empty vacation homes. He's haunted by a recurring dream of being lost at sea, only to discover that the dream is real. He is one man in two bodies.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah,
that's what I didn't get at this point, because it's kind of like he's trapped between two different realities or different stages of life.
Mm-hmm.
Now that makes a little more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, less confusion.
What do you have? I mean, the trailer was very confusing. I was watching. I'm like, what the heck is going? And then I read the synopsis. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I see it. I don't really have much to say regarding this trailer. We'll just have to wait until more is announced.
As soon as I heard that I read, it's like he has two bodies. Like, that's creepy.
Yeah, it kind of is. I don't have much to say. Do you want me to move on to our final coming attraction?
Yes.
All right.
To the biggest thing on Netflix right now.
Well, it's not just the biggest thing on. It's not just the biggest. It's not just the biggest thing on Netflix. It's also the biggest thing this week. We could not find any coming attraction that people were interested in seeing at, so I had to settle for this one. The Defenders, a web television series that will be on Netflix. 4 superheroes consisting of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist conglomerate together to create their superhero league. Go watch the other series first.
Yeah,
which I am.
My parents are actually watching Iron Fist right now. So,
did they watch Jessica Jones?
My mom and they did separate. They're watching Iron Fist together right now.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. I saw
well,
Luke
not like
Cage
right now because there's been golf and other sports on, but like usually it's at golf.
Yeah.
I saw Luke Cage first.
Again, it didn't do it. God damn it.
Then I finished Iron Fist. Watching Jessica Jones right now, and then I'm gonna get to Daredevil because I've seen the movie but not the show, and I'm like, everyone's talking about the show, and I keep thinking they're talking about the movie. But yeah, I'm really excited for this, and especially because the teaser trailer was like, you're just like, you see them all in the elevator, then Jessica punches out the camera. You're like, oh, shit's gonna go down. Yeah,
it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real. Also, YouTube just decided, oh hey, yeah, we're not gonna post your chat, so we're gonna post it twice instead, even though you had an error for one of those two.
Yeah.
God damn it, fucking piece of shit.
Defenders!
You put the Defenders Netflix twice.
Yeah, no, I just said what just happened.
Sorry, I was
Because
paying
it
attention to
just-
something else, but
You're going
Just
to
doubled up.
unfortunately, it's based off the series that I cannot. There is no way. My life is so busy right now. I can't simply watch 24 hours worth of superheroes in order to watch this. Unfortunately,
I mean, I can because I'm on spring break.
well, you're not. Well, I don't have time because I'm currently doing stuff and I'm always being dependent and all that stuff, and just don't have enough time because I'm working and going to school at the same time. And when you do that, it takes a lot out of you.
I mean, I know how you feel, but when you have spring break, you can only focus. You shift your focus to one thing and one thing only, and it's just like it feels so much better. I don't know. We have a mailbag.
Yes, we do have a mailbag. Let's read.
We have questions from
You
Kyle.
got mail.
You've got
Yay.
mail. All right. So here, question number 1. How did you wolves get the idea set? It's not my idea. Go talk to Scarfy.
Well, you are part of the.
I am now a part of it.
Part of it.
So how about a history lesson? Well,
Sit your ass down, kids.
Well, me, Krüz, Zach at the time, and Shuja decided, all met on Twitter, and we came up with this very cool idea about, and we were, just, casual RPing and, trying to be all cute and make a little tree house. And we decided to make a tree house because we wanted to have a place to live, and, we decided to do all that. And I kind of got the idea that, we decided to, turn our treehouse into a little studio called Subwuffer Entertainment, and we wanted to make sure that it was nice and original, and I thought this was like the best thing, and then we just started our own podcast, and we actually tried and we advertised it as best as we could, and then everything kind of fell into place after that. I mean, Krüz, what do you think about that?
I mean, you got the history pretty right. I mean, I joined in a little bit later after Scarfy, Zach, and Shuja were. I mean, the idea of S.E.T had not been established before then, but I joined in a little later, and then we kind of all worked together on that. Unfortunately, Shuja is not.
He's
in
in Vietnam.
With us. Yeah, he's back in Nam. He hasn't been with us recently, but we hope to have him back with us soon. But it's been a hell of a lot of fun to be part of this from the beginning, and it's it's nice that we've actually gone through the process of having to bring someone new in, and you're part of the family now.
Yes, I am.
Welcome to the family, son.
Welcome to the family, son. Then gets just knocked out.
Punch.
And then somehow your hand just gets reattached to your body with like staples and stitches, and then pouring some weird serum on it apparently heals you.
Goop juice.
Yep.
Goop juice.
Let me just staple your hand back on real quick.
So yeah, that was how we started S.E.T, and because we were all wolves, we decided to put woof in Subwuffer because it's usually spelled Subwoof, and so we decided to change it and put Subwuff, Subwoof. So
there's a distinct difference between woof, woof, and waff.
So that
Bark.
is your history lesson, and that is how S.E.T Agenda was made. What is our next question?
Our second one is: Do you need a fursuit to be a furry? No.
We get this question asked a lot, and we tend to ask, why do you need a fursuit to be a furry? I mean, if you think about it logically, I actually went to a convention and I went without a fursuit, and I had a blast. I wasn't in fursuit, and granted, when you have a fursuit, it's a lot of fun, and you get to play with the quote unquote cool kids, but the furry fandom is not about popularity. It's about having fun. And if it's not fun, my best advice is to just don't pay attention to it. Because most importantly, when you're going to a furry convention, the best part is just to have fun, be yourself, do what you need to do. You don't have to spend $2,000 on a fursuit just because you want to interact with other fursuiters.
Yeah. If anything, most of the people are just walking around with a little tail thing in ears sometimes, and it's kind of like you don't really to have the fursuit on when you're like looking at stuff you might want to buy or trying to find people is not really the best way to go about it. But as far as actually, you don't need a fursuit, and I don't say this because easy for you to say because you actually have a partial fursuit. Well, you don't need one to engage in activity in the furry fandom. It's just like an added bonus if you have one.
It's bonus.
I mean,
bonus if you want to engage in that kind of fursuiting activity and stuff like that.
I mean, Krüz technically has a fursuit, and I do say the word technically because his sister made it. And don't get me wrong, I mean he's kind of admitted this, that his sister is not the greatest fursuit maker in the history.
I mean, for what she did, for how long she took to make it took her like just a matter of days. And this thing is the head is durable.
It is.
It's lasted through a fur pile that included fiber and dust. So let that speak for itself.
Yeah, and you also won a hockey game as the goalie.
Yes, I destroyed them. I shut them out. I am the Sentinel. Yeah.
Maybe you should play for your local hockey team.
I don't know. I credit watching, one of the best, Braden Holtby. Let's go Caps. I would like to, but the problem is I just don't think there's not many teams around. And also I don't have the time or money to buy all the equipment for that, but I'd love to, yes. And I'm pretty good at it. I have the reflexes down unintentionally.
You are trying to get a fursuit by more for less, though.
Yeah. Eventually. I don't know about specific makers. I do think that they're a great maker, and that the style I would like to get is their style, but it just depends on, what I think I can get the best deal on.
Right.
But more for less is definitely a top tier one that I'm considering. Yeah.
Okay.
And also as far as the reflexes, whenever I drop something, I instinctively, do the butterfly thing and shut my knees together and to try to catch it. I do that a lot just because I have those reflexes now.
All right. And is there any more mail?
Nope, that is all the mail.
All right. Well,
mail.
I will have to say this agenda, it was not a very, very big agenda.
We still managed to squeeze nearly 2 hours out of it.
Pretty much. And then the fact that we're only having a show that is lasting for only 2 weeks, I mean, that we're not going to be until at least until the Sunday after. I mean, that kind of let that speak for itself. But anyway, guys, that is our show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We just want to let you know, please go to Twitter. Please go follow us on Twitter at SubwufferET. And if you want to hear more of our mail, please write us an email at subwooferentertainment@gmail.com. We would love to hear more questions for you guys. Also, once again, Krüz, I hope you have the link available for the Guardians vote. I was hoping that all of you could please post a vote yes or no on the Guardians Volume 2 review.
Voted yes.
Well, your vote kind of doesn't count, so.
Well, it kind of does according to Twitter. So shut the fuck up.
Well, anyway. So please give us another. So please do it. Go ahead and vote for us. Vote.
Do us a solid.
Yeah, pretty much. And that is our show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scarfy.
I'm Naka.
And I am Krüz.
And this has been Subwoofer Entertainment Treehouse. We hope to see you again. Have a blessed night.
And take care.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.